Hello coders, I welcome you all. In this video, we are going to discuss variables in Python. So what is a variable? A variable is a data name that may be used to store a data value. Unlike constants that remain unchanged during the execution of a program, a variable may take different values at different times during execution. That's why variables are called as variables. It may take different values at different times during execution. Please remember, variables are memory references in Python. I am repeating, variables are memory references in Python. So before we discuss variables in Python, let's talk little bit about memory. So memory is series of blocks, also called as slots, like this, exist in our computer. Each slot has unique addresses. We can store and retrieve data from these slots. So when we store data, it may take more than one slots, like this. And some data fits nicely in single slot, like this. When we write amount is equal to 50, first Python creates object inside memory at some address. Then it stores value 50 into that object. So here amount is simply name for the memory where that object is stored. It may contain starting address of variable if your variable stored in multiple slots. Please remember, this amount is a variable which references the object at location 1000. So here amount is not equal to 50. Amount is equal to 1000. In this case, 1000 represents memory address of the data where actual value is stored. So please remember, variables in Python are always references to the object inside memory. Suppose if we want to print this amount, then we have to write print amount. It will print 50. But what happened inside? So here, Python looks amount and get memory address and went to the memory and retrieve the data from memory and print it. So we can check memory address of amount using id function that you can see over here, print id amount. So this statement will print 1000 in this case. Finally, please remember, variables are memory addresses. It not contains actual value. So here we are discussing variables. So let's discuss dynamic typing and static typing. So let's first discuss static typing. So many languages are statically typed like C, C++, Java, etc. So now let's take C as an example. Here you can see we can declare variable in C like this, integer amount is equal to 1000. So here amount is a variable name and here integer is data type and value is 1000. So here you can see data type is associated with variable name. Here data type is integer. So this is the main difference between statically typed and dynamically typed programming languages. In statically typed programming languages, data type is associated with variable that you can see over here. Let me show you this in Python tutor. So let's jump to Python tutor. As you can see, currently I am using pythontutor.com and I am using CTutor. So using Python tutor, we can visualize the code. So now let me initialize amount to 1000 and let me print this amount using printf. I am going to click this visualize execution. As you can see here, this is our variable amount and you can see data type is associated with our variable. You can see here integer. Let me press this next button. Let me press next. As you can see here, 1000 is assigned to this amount and here you can see output. So you can see here in statically typed language, data type is associated with variable that you can see over here. So now let's use Python tutor. So here I am using Python tutor. So let me write amount is equal to 1000 and let me print this amount. As you can see here in Python, data type is not associated with variable. That's why Python is called dynamically typed programming language. So I am going to click visualize execution. Let me press this next button. As you can see here in Python, data type is not associated with variable. That's why Python is called as dynamically typed programming language. So this is the main difference between statically typed and dynamically typed programming languages that you can see over here. So what will happen when I change the value of this amount in statically typed programming language like C? Let me write 100.25 and let me print this amount. We have to write %d because we have initialized variable amount as an integer. So let me press visualize execution. Sorry for this. Let me click once again. As you can see here, data type is associated with this variable. So as you can see here, now this amount contains 1000. As you can see, 1000 printed over here. Let me press this next button. As you can see here, so now amount can store 100 only. This fractional part is removed after decimal point because amount is integer that you can see over here. If I print, it can able to print 100 only because we have already declared amount as an integer. So as I said, in statically typed language, data type is associated with variable. So what happened when we change value of variable in Python? So now let's do this. Let me initialize amount to 100.25 in Python. And let me print this amount. Let me click on this visualize execution. As you can see here. So as you know, Python is dynamically typed programming language. So here data type is not associated with variable. So as you can see here, 1000. Now here we have again initialized amount with floating point number. Then you can see here amount is 100.25 because this is dynamically typed programming language. What happened inside this Python when we are reassigning value to the same variable? So as you can see here, we have initialized amount to 1000 first. So here currently amount is a reference to an integer object with value 1000 in memory, right? And please remember, here type is not associated with this variable amount. Amount is just object, nothing else. Now later on, amount is 1000.2. Here we are creating floating point object inside memory. So here Python is just changing reference of amount to point floating point object inside memory. That's all. So this is Python is doing internally. When we are reinitializing same variable in Python, it is just changing reference, nothing else. And please remember, here amount is object and data type is not associated with this amount. So we can use type function to determine the type of the object currently referenced by this variable. Let me show you this in Python tutor. As you can see here, currently I am on pythontutor.com. Let me edit this code and here let me write print and type of amount, and also let me write here type of amount. So this way we can use type function to determine the type of the object currently referenced by a variable. Let me click visualize execution. Let me press next. You can see here 1000 is printed. As you can see, current type of this object is integer, which is pointing to integer object. When we reinitialize with floating point value, you can see here amount is 100.25 and now it is printed over here. As you can see here, now this amount is pointing to the floating point object that you can see over here. So as I said, this is the main difference between statically typed and dynamically typed programming languages. So statically typed programming languages like C, C++, Java, etc. And you can see here Python is dynamically typed language because data type is not associated with variable that you can see over here. This object can hold any value because it is just reference, nothing else that you can see over here. So now let's discuss variable as programmer point of view. So there are some rules to define a variable in Python. First, Python variable names can contain small case letters, uppercase letters, numbers and underscore. In Python, a variable name can't start with a number. In Python, we can't use reserved keywords as a variable name. Python variable can't contain only digits. A Python variable name can start with an underscore or a letter. The variable names are case sensitive. There is no limit on the length of the variable. Let's do some practical in Jupyter Notebook. So let's jump to Jupyter Notebook. So we can write variable like this. So as I said, Python variable names can contain small case letters, uppercase letters, numbers and underscore. So also we can start our variable name with underscore like this. Also we can write like this. So a variable name can't start with a number. So let me write 10 amount is equal to 100. As you can see here, syntax error. So a variable name can't start with a number. We can't use reserved keywords as a variable name. So let me use one keyword, if is equal to 1000. You can see here, syntax error. So we can't use reserved keywords as a variable name. Python variable can't contain only digits. So here we can't write 123 is equal to 1000. Syntax error. A Python variable name can start with an underscore or a letter that you can see over here. the variable names are case sensitive. So this amount and amount, this is in uppercase and this is in lowercase. Both are different because the variable names are case sensitive, and there is a no limit on the length of the variable. It doesn't mean that we can write variable name of any size. It is meaningless. As a programmer, we have to select some meaningful name for the variable. So these are some rules to define a variable in Python that you can see over here. So sometimes variable name contains more than one word, and which is very difficult to read. So there are several techniques you can use to make them more readable. So let me show you this. Let me write amount in word is equal to 50 suppose. So here you can see each word is separated by an underscore character. So this is called as snake case. Let me write amount in word is equal to 50. So here you can see each word starts with a capital letter. So this is called as Pascal case. So let me write amount in word is equal to 50. So here you can see each word except the first starts with a capital letter that you can see over here. So this is called camel case. So this is snake case, this is Pascal case, and this is camel case. So this way you can make variable more readable if variable contains more than one word that you can see over here. In Python, there are many ways to declare variables. Let me show you this. So let me write a is equal to 11, semicolon, b is equal to 22, c is equal to 33. So let me print a, b, c. That you can see over here. We can declare multiple variables in one line. Also, we can initialize variables like this: 11, 22, 33. So here 11 will be assigned to A, 22 will assign to B, 33 will assign to C. Let me execute this cell. Let me write print a, b, c. You can see here. Also, we can write A is equal to B is equal to C is equal to 1000. So now variable A, B and C contain 1000. Let me show this. Let me print a, b, c. You can see here. So this way we can initialize multiple variables in Python that you can see over here. Hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe this channel. If you like this video, smash that like button. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care. Bye bye. See you in the next video.